noticed time and time again, when these three companies are in trouble, or if they want to achieve something to their benefit, they work together. So Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, mostly Lyft is also involved, sue New York City over legislation on commission caps, right? And what they're doing here is they literally, putting their energies together, sharing those legal costs, and then take on these identities or cities and sue them. Very often to buy time so that they can continue with their shenanigans and just draw out the legal process. But if they need to achieve something, or if they need to protect themselves, they very, very often work together. So food delivery companies DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats have sued New York City over a legislation to license food delivery apps and to permanently cap commissions they can charge restaurants. The three food delivery companies filed a lawsuit in federal court in New York late on Thursday. The companies are seeking an injunction that would prevent New York from enforcing the fee cap ordinance adopted last month, as well as unspecified monetary damages and a jury trial. When it's about the cash, they will collaborate and they will fight together, right? We've seen this with Proposition 22. We're seeing this when they're protecting their turf. We're seeing this when they, want to bully other companies or bully cities and get their way. They usually steamroll them with a ton of legal paperwork. The New York City Council approved in August a legislation which limits the amount that food delivery companies can charge restaurants to use their platforms and requires them to obtain operating licenses that are valid for 2 years. Those permanent price controls will harm not only plaintiffs, but also the revitalization of the very local restaurants that the city claims to serve, the companies said in a lawsuit filed on Thursday. I think we should let the restaurants decide on this. Don't speak on behalf of the restaurants. They like to talk on behalf of them. The restaurants will suffer. No, let the restaurateurs be part of the action, right? The suit argues that the legislation is unconstitutional because it interferes with freely negotiated contracts between platforms and restaurants by changing and dictating the economic terms on which a dynamic industry operates. It's not a dynamic industry. It's a very much controlled industry that Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash dictate. It's our way or the highway, right? And New York says, hang on, you're not going to bully these restaurants into it. We have to set these caps. So I want to see how this thing plays out. But I can tell you one thing, and I've spoken to numerous restaurant owners, they don't like the way that Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash corner them and push them into these contracts. It's basically always the company's way, the gig company's way, or you know what, you're out. The legislation comes after the city enacted temporary caps on the commissions food delivery companies charged restaurants during the pandemic, when so many of them were forced to close or rely on delivery and carry out alone. It seeks to limit the amount those companies can charge restaurants to 15% of food orders for delivery services and 5% for advertising and other non-delivery services. The New York City restaurant delivery market is split almost evenly among the major platforms, according to Bloomberg, which collects payment data from customers. DoorDash commanded 36% of July sales in the city, Grubhub 34%, and Uber Eats and Postmates joined 30%. San Francisco has also enacted permanent commission caps on the services. We'll see how this plays out. Restaurant owners, please remain strong. Collaborate with us, with these driver organizations. Turn to us, use us, use YouTubers to get your voice out and fight back. Have a great day, everyone, and stay safe, my friends.